The Premier League is now only weeks away, and the transfer window is fully in swing. So here are one player we think that every Premier League club should sign. So we're going to start A to Z, and we're going to start with the champions, Arsenal. So, who wants to kick us off? Who should Arsenal sign this?
You should kick us off, mate. I think you should kick us off.
Okay.
Yeah, I should.
So, I've gone very, very safe with my Arsenal player here. I've gone Bruno Guimaraes from Newcastle. Now, reason being, I was looking at Arsenal's squad here, and obviously he's heavily linked, so that's part of my decision as well. But I was looking at Arsenal's squad, and I was looking at their midfield in particular, and they have a lot of attacking midfielders, but defensively, surprisingly, they don't have a lot. It's only Rice, Zubimendi, and Christian Norgard. And you saw throughout the World Cup, Declan Rice is carrying a bit of an issue at the minute. So if he goes out injured, then Arsenal are going to be in a spot of bother. But not only that, I feel as if they can use someone like Bruno, who's obviously Premier League experienced. For me, he's one of the better midfielders in the league anyway. I was a bit surprised that when he went to Newcastle, like from Lyon, because I was looking through at the time, and he was one of the names I picked out that Liverpool should sign, because I was looking at his stats or whatever, and he was the highest percentile of all the midfielders. And I was a bit surprised none of the big clubs went for him then, but I just feel like if Rice and him play together, it's going to be a bit like Tonali and Bruno, or Joelinton and Bruno. So yeah, and you know how good Newcastle have one of the best midfielders in the league. Well, they did, but
not anymore.
They lost their entire midfield. So for that reason, I'm going to go Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal as my player.
He is quality. I mean, he'd really help Arsenal. I've gone down a different avenue though. I've looked at Arsenal's squad, and I've seen Kai Havertz. He's not really a striker, is he? He's not really a striker. He's terrible. Gyökeres. He's not that 99 goal striker that you saw at Sporting, is he? He can barely score a tap in. He did all right. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that Gyökeres was awful, but again, their midfield, like you say, obviously they get injuries. It's a different matter. But if you just take it face value, midfield is really strong. Defense is really strong. But in the attack, they always just look like they're gonna. All their goals have been quite spread out last season. They actually need a focal point. So I've gone for the link, a couple of rumours as well. I've gone for Julian Alvarez. He would have been under Arteta when Arteta was at Man City with Pep. So he'll know Alvarez quite well, and I think he'll really suit. Yeah.
Do you know Arteta left seven years ago? I don't think Alvarez was at City 7 years ago.
Oh, now you're testing. Now you're testing me. Shit, you might be right. Okay, scrap that. You can if you want, or don't. I'll just look like a knobhead.
You will.
But anyway, regardless. Okay, how about this instead? Alvarez under Pep will know that sort of style, and it's not too dissimilar to what Arteta is now playing at Arsenal. So he will be used to it. And he just screams like an Arteta player, really. He's comfortable on the ball. He doesn't mind receiving it with his back to defenders, but also doesn't mind running onto it. I think it's a good signing. And I think it'll just safely confirm them win the league again. I don't see anyone else really challenging them, especially if they get stuff like that done.
Yep. All right. So, like you're saying, Edward, there's really no number 9 in that squad, and I totally agree with you. That's why I've also gone with the striker. My striker being a bit of an odd one, but Benjamin Šeško. Do you know? No. Listen to me. He not a bad.
Oh my God. That's brilliant. That's excellent.
Sorry, I'm just going to out this man quickly. Well, no one knows is before we started recording, this geezer was like, why is ChatGPT 25, 26 season? 26, 27. I guarantee most of the players in his list are just going to be players who've already signed for someone very recently. Anyway, go on, explain your business. Explain your business.
Well, he's actually not a bad player if you think about it. He's very athletic and he's very he's a good goal scorer. He wasn't really given a thumb Man United, and I think he'd be an elite.
Well, just main striker wasn't really good. Oh my god!
They make goodness.
Right, it makes so much sense.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
Oh,
I couldn't disagree more, man.
That's going to ask. Disagree more.
That is solid.
Oh dear, it's just it amazes me how much you let fact not come into anything at all. You don't take in any sort of factual information. You just streamline to the dumbest decision possible. Okay. Right. You've identified the right area, I think, for Arsenal, but I think you could revise that.
Just before we move on, though, to the other clubs, can I just say with Arsenal, I was also looking at the striker, but I saw they obviously have Gyökeres, Havertz, and Jesus. They have 3 good strikers. Obviously, one of them is guaranteed to move. There's no way all 3 of them are going to be there next season, and I feel like they spent too much money on Gyökeres to get rid of him now. I think they'll give him another season, but this will have to be the season. But yeah, that was a position I was looking at as well. It was midfield or striker, so I see why you went. And my player would have been Julian Alvarez as well, so yeah.
Nah, mate. I'm changing mine. Mine's now Sesko. But with like you were just saying, I think with those 3 strikers, Jesus will probably be going. Havertz, I mean, we've seen Arteta try and chop and change Havertz into so many different roles. I think we could be seeing him play a little bit on the 10, maybe even a bit deeper again, like we did not too long ago. And I think if they could get in a main striker, Julian Alvarez, Gyökeres as a backup, that's pretty solid. Gyökeres is still going to guarantee you probably 15 goals. I don't see a world that Sesko goes there, to be honest.
No. I think Sesko's top priority here, lads, to be fair.
Yeah.
Of course,
okay. I'm done with Arsenal.
Right. Our next club is going to be Aston Villa, where again I have identified the midfield as a bit of a problem for them. Now, technically, it shouldn't have been a problem for them. However, they just lost Tielemans, and now Andre Onana. Is it Andre? That's Amadou, isn't it? My bad. My bad, Amadou. Amadou Onana has got an ACL injury, so he's going to be out for most of the season again. So I feel like they're going to be lacking in the defensive department in terms of the midfield. For that reason, I have identified, and I don't know how realistic this is of happening, but I think James Garner from Everton would be a great solution for that. But again, I don't know how realistic it is and whether Everton would let him go. So, but he would fit Unai Emery team quite well. So maybe if they can,
I think that's a great shout.
Yeah,
I think you've smashed it out of the park, because I mean, obviously they've got Champions League football. Garner would want to move. Mm-hmm. I think that's brilliant. I think that's really good.
Yeah.
Reese, I'd love to hear yours.
Yeah,
I don't think you want.
I would love to hear your Aston Villa player, please.
Perfect. So I think this player is kind of similar in position. You know, he's a midfielder as well. So kind of on the base on that as well, like you did, Keane. But I've gone with someone who's a bit familiar with the club, Harvey Elliott. What do you think of that? Do you know he
that?
I do hate that.
He's used to it.
They had him for a year and then they didn't use him once. He needs
he's used to it.
Also, he's a bit more of an attacking player, so unless it's to replace it could be to replace Rodgers. Because he can play in the wing, he can play wing, attack midfield, so maybe could be a shout if they actually use him this time.
But you think, like you said, he needs game time. He's going to get game time because there's like no midfield at all, really. So he's not the best, but he's not the worst, and I wouldn't say he'd be a lot as well. So
I don't hate that because I think as well. I swear last season they were playing John McGinn like on the wing here and there. They were playing him on sort of like a half, sort of like in the half space. I think someone like Harvey Elliott would actually do really well in that space. Moving, and then you can just move McGinn into the midfield to take over what you've lost from Onana. Probably more than it would be Tielemans because he's more of a clean-up than he would be actually spraying balls around. I haven't gone for a midfielder. I've looked at Ollie Watkins last season, and I don't think he can do in the Champions League. I look at the rest of their strikers, and I'm just thinking not really much going on. So I've identified a striker. He's played for Bayern Munich, and he's played for the biggest club in London. I've gone for Nicholas Jackson. I think he would really suit, and he's quick. He can get played in, and he got given a bad rep at Chelsea, but actually he was decent. He's good as a backup for Chelsea. He'd be a good starter for Villa.
Can I just add on that? Obviously, he was he with Emery at Villarreal?
I wanted to say this, but I can't be 100% sure.
All right, we'll have to fact check this, but I'm pretty sure.
Can we hold on? I'll fact check it now. Just give me 1 second.
All right, while you're doing that, another thing is Arsenal are apparently interested in Ezri Konsa. So, as a market opportunity, I know we only said one player, but John Stones on a free agent would be class for Aston Villa, I think.
We're both right. He played under Emery, and Emery gave him his debut. So Jackson have a lot of respect for Emery. Yeah, I think that's really realistic for me. I'm not going to say I've smashed that out of the park, but I have.
That's quite good. Yeah, I think we've all done well on Aston Villa. If Ezri Konsa does go either this season or next season, I also think Joe Gomez from Liverpool will be in it. I don't know why. I just see Joe Gomez as an Aston Villa player. I always have. I said it a few years ago. If he was to go to another club, I would want it to be Aston Villa. So maybe in the future. But yeah, that can be for next year. But Bournemouth. Who have we identified, guys? Or do you want me to go first?
Reece.
Reece. Yeah, Reece.
I love Reece straight off the bat.
All right, perfect. Let's go. So I've gone with a striker, but I've converted him to a centre back. His name's Benoit. So I went with Jarrell.
Who that cut out?
I was joking. I said Akin Fenwa. But what I meant to say was Jarrell Hato. He's a perfect ball-playing defender with 91% pass. Last
I'm not doing this.
Wait, hang on. Can you? Where's he gone? Wait, we need him. Bro's like so angry. His mic is distorted. Right? Can you, as a Chelsea fan, how realistic is this?
All right, let me put this in Portuguese. Let me start on my mic. Right. That is just never going to happen in a million years. Joel Hato was one of our best players last season. Right, like out of a terrible Chelsea season, he was identified as this guy's good. That's a good signing from us. He will be so good under Alonso. He will be playing at left back, or he could be playing at left centre back if he goes to a back three. I just think you've missed the mark there. We've only just signed him. Like unless Bournemouth are going to come to us with 60, 70 mil, I don't see that happening at all. We've just signed him. If he wasn't even that good, we'd be sending him on loan because he's young, he's raw, he needs a bit of experience. Unless you're going to say that that's what it was a loan move. That's what you were looking for.
Shush. So basically, he's gonna be what brings the big bucks to Chelsea, mate. He's gonna be a quick cash grab in my eyes.
So out of the like 400 players we've got, and probably 300 of them we're looking to sell, you think we'd sell Joel Hato?
Because no one wants your bad players, mate.
We've just got rid of Garnacho. So somehow we've made Aston Villa take Garnacho, one of the worst players to ever exist. Terrible person, terrible footballer. And we've just got Villa take. What makes you think we couldn't sell Alex Disasi to fucking West Ham or Palace? Do you know what I mean? Like, come on. No. You've stuck at the gaff. You've 2 out of 3 you've absolutely thrown out.
All right, well then...
Kid, come on, kid, you've got to back me up a little bit here. That's just ridiculous.
Oh yeah, that's stupid. All right, who have you gone for then for Bournemouth to sign?
Now, after Reece's stinker, I'm going to bring one that I think it's on the fence for realism.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone for him, the club reuniting with Nathan Ake.
Okay. Has he not just signed for Fenerbahce?
Has he?
I've gone for a bit of a cop-out again, sorry. I've gone for a player that is very heavily linked, and apparently he's really close. I've gone Antonio Silva, centre-back from Benfica, only because, of course, they've just lost out on Marcus Senesi, who has moved to Tottenham, so they just need to bring in a player at centre-back. And again, I said with... who did I say? Someone earlier on, I can't remember. But... Bruno Gomes. Yeah, I was looking at his stats like 2 or 3 years ago, and again, this player looked ridiculous, even at the time, because I'm pretty sure he's still young at the time. He was in some of the better percentiles for defenders in Europe as well, and I don't know why he hadn't been picked up by a big club, or maybe there's a reason behind it, maybe lack of experience, but I'm excited to see what he does in the Premier League. And yeah, so at Bournemouth, I think he can do quite well. He's big physical, Portuguese centre back. Kind of reminds me of Ruben Dias a little bit, but yeah, let's see how he does. I'm excited to see that one.
After my stinker, I've changed it to Davinson Sanchez. He's had a good World Cup. He's got Premier League experience with Spurs. I think it'd be good for Bournemouth. Because obviously, like you said, they've lost Marcus Senesi. They also lost Houston last season, Hoyson, whatever you say his name. So I think bringing in a rock at the back, Davinson Sanchez, I think that's huge.
Yep.
Sorry for my mess up, though. Sorry for shit. Poor me.
It's poor. Right, we're going to move on to then Brentford. Who have you guys?
I've got a banger.
Yeah. Do you want to save the best till last, or?
That's up to you. I want to confirm he hasn't gone anywhere. So yeah, you two go. Okay. But I'm certain.
Right. I'll go first then. So I have picked a winger for Brentford. I was looking at their sort of team earlier as well, and I just think they are lacking some quality wingers. And now, don't get me wrong, the Kevin Shard is quite good, but I think he can play left wing and striker. But I don't think they're a replacement for Igor Thiago, so I think he'll be used more as a striker. If they get a player from FC Cologne, and his name is Said Al-Mala. So he was in the 3rd division of Germany not last season, the season before, and he scored 12 goals, 1 assist, and he's moved on to the Bundesliga this season, getting 13 goals and 4 assists. Predominantly a left-wing player, but yeah, given his record, like for his first season, especially, that's quite a jump to go from 3rd division to 1st division and still outperform what you've done before. And he's only 19 years old, so there's plenty of room for development. Brentford are a club that are backed on data, so if they see some data on him, given his age and his profile as well, maybe that could be an interesting option. So I'm going to go Said Al-Mala for Brentford. So yeah, Reece, who do you think?
That's so true. I went kind of similar. I went for right mid as well, and who I went for is a bit shoddy in my eyes, but like I didn't really know it. But I went with Tom Fellows from Southampton. Like they need creativity. They need the extra players in the wing position, and I just think he needs to move to the Prem, and Tom Fellows could be that man.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty decent shout. That's actually for you. That's actually
quite normal, yeah. No,
Yeah,
right.
Spurs. Can't wait for you to say that Brighton should sign fucking Ekatike or something. Honestly.
Oh mate, don't you worry. I've got a good one for Brighton.
Oh, okay.
Well, your outrageous
My
claim,
Brentford
please.
shout. I think free agent on a free just left Spurs. Basuma. I think that's a really good shout. He's Premier League proven. He's just left Spurs. He's free. I mean, that's a tap-in. You know what he does. You know he's going to clear up. Their midfield, it's always been just bang average. I think he'll come in and just settle it down. He's got plenty of experience. I think he's 29, 30. So I think that's a brilliant sign for Brentford.
That is good. I was going to say Brentford, like the midfield again was something that I was looking at. I was like, yeah, they're a bit low on that, especially Jordan Henderson. He's going to have one more season left, and
he's only playing with one arm at the moment as well.
He's broken his arm, so bit of an issue. Right, Brighton next.
I struggled huge with Brighton. I'd like to get mine out of the way because I struggled.
Please. Yeah, go on.
Okay, I've gone for. He had a good World Cup. I've gone for Ruben Vargas.
Switzerland.
Yeah, for Swiss. Yeah, I was looking at their team. I think their midfield's pretty decent, but out wide I can't really. Not many players there. I thought, they're doing well. I was looking at the centre back because obviously they've lost Van Hecke, but I think Ruben Vargas, after his good World Cup campaign, I could see him go to a team like Brighton. Really good.
Cool. Yeah, cool.
I like that. Reece, do you want to go next?
No, I think you can go next because I want to save mine for last.
So I've gone for a guy that wants to get out of Spurs. I've gone for Lucas Bergvall, young midfielder. Swedish. I know it's.
I think that's too low for him.
Brighton.
I think Brighton's low for him. I think he could go to a top 6 club. Yeah,
but he's going to get European football. Like Spurs don't have that, so it's not exactly like a downward step.
That's
like,
true.
Can I just say with Lucas Bergvall, I've watched him so many times. Again, he's a player that excites me. I don't know why. He's just like,
he is quality.
He's underrated. Like he looks so good every time. So if he can go to a Brighton, like a club. Yeah, I like Brighton as well. They're a good good side. I think he could shine in that team. So yeah, I think. Although it's going to be a lot of money for probably Brighton, I don't know if they're going to spend that much. I would like to see Lucas Bergvall maybe at Brighton.
I think it has a loan written all over it. Plus, also, I think Lucas Bergvall, like you say, will want to get out of Spurs. I mean, Tonali, Fernandes coming in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, as well.
I think they'll be. I think if I was him, I'd be going. There's not really going to be much place for me here.
Where am I playing?
So where am I going? So get a loan to buy option out. But like I don't know. I get it. Yeah, they've got. European football this season, but I could see him at a big club like that. I could see him at a Villa, a loan at Villa, something like that. But I don't know. Obviously, I didn't put him down for Villa, but it's a good shout. He's a great player.
Yeah.
Come on, Reece. This big one for Brian.
All right, so we know how they're with the youth recruitment. Yeah, we've seen it with like Moises Caicedo and all that. They've basically developed young players and. Sold them for big. And I think they could do the same with Chris Rigg. It wouldn't be it'd be cheap enough. He has...
Sunderland aren't going to let him go.
He's Sunderland want a lot for him.
I think they could get him for like 50, 60 million, maybe.
I mean...
maybe.
For Brighton, that's a lot, though.
Yeah, and Sunderland, he's a star at Sunderland. I don't think he would. He's a local boy. I don't think he would want to turn that away to just go to Brighton. And of course,
yes, the other end of the country for him.
Yes, they're both in the Europa League, so it's literally just a sideways step. So I don't know.
That is.
That's a tough one. I mean,
I don't know.
That's an interesting one. Yeah, I think that's a 50-50 whether that's quality or not.
That's true.
I think that's one that other people could tell us because I'm not too sure.
Yeah, Brighton fan will have to, or Sunderland, both, someone from each club, please inform us. Right, now we're going to move on to the club with about 5,000 players, Chelsea.
Yeah, man. Can't leave me to last then.
Can I go first?
Go on then.
And I would like you to please honestly judge this because I
will.
know the club better than any of us. I look at the club and I just look at the signings. And there's one position that always concerns me, has concerned me for the last 3 or 4 years, is the goalkeeper spot.
Yeah, I'm glad you've identified that.
I would like to see Chelsea sign a good goalkeeper, and this guy needs to be given a chance in one of the big leagues. So
I know you've gone for
Diogo Costa from FC Porto.
Yeah.
I think
I like that.
I watched him years ago in the Champions League. He's not bad. He's not. He wasn't a bad keeper then, and he was linked to Premier League back then, but it never came through. And I don't know if there's a reason for that.
Us and United. Us and United have been linked for a long time.
I remember seeing United more like specifically. I didn't really see Chelsea, but I do think he's good with his feet. Obviously, he played all right at the World Cup, but I do think he would work quite well with Alonso. So I think Diogo Costa for me would be a good signing for Chelsea.
For me, the goalkeeping position at Chelsea is really interesting because there's a group of Chelsea fans, right, who go, oh nah, Robert Sanchez is good, like he was better last season and all of that, and then there's the other set of fans that go, no, he's got a mistake in him, you got to let him go. And I think both sides is true, but then I don't know how much you know, but Mike Penders came back from his loan for Strasbourg, was really good for Strasbourg. I want to see him have a go. So I'm worried that if we bring in a goalkeeper like Costa, that's going to push out Penders, because Costa's young, is he? He's like 27, 28, I think.
26.
26, even younger than I thought. So if he comes in, I'm worried that Penders is then going to not have that opportunity, because he's been like Chelsea like fans and everyone see him as like the next Thibaut, the next Courtois. So I don't know, I'm in two minds about it, but actually from a standpoint of what the club needs, that is a perfect signing. I mean, I would give rid of Sanchez, or I would say to Sanchez, you've got to be happy with being second, Penders as a third, and giving him some opportunities, and then eventually Penders becomes a second, and so forth.
Could Robert Sanchez go back to Spain, possibly, maybe?
Good, or back to Brighton now. Back to Brighton if Real Madrid get that way.
Oh, exclusive. All right, Reece.
All right, I went with Ousmane Diomande from Sporting.
Yeah.
He will fit the Xavi Alonso. He plays in a high line defensively, and he could fit it. And you got a good bit to prove at Chelsea, I think. So.
I do think that's a really good signing. The only thing I'd be worried about with that is it's signing another young player. We are absolutely screaming for a bit of experience. I mean, we've got Wesley Fofana at one point had more points on his license than we did in the league. We need someone to come in and go, show these youngsters actually how to steady the ship. It's a good signing. He's quality. I rate him. I can see him being in the Prem this season. I can see him going to a big six club, or maybe going to like a lower and then taking that jump up following season. But I think at this moment we really need a bit of experience.
I was just going to say, with him, he is linked and really close to another Premier League club, but that's on my list as well. It's later on, but
Okay. I actually don't have him in my list. I've been rating him, but it's one of those where, again, I'm thinking he was good at the World Cup, but
my Chinese.
These Portuguese.
Portuguese. He's from the
Portuguese league. The Portuguese league.
Yeah.
Portuguese league. That's what I'm saying. The Portuguese league. We've seen players go from there, and it just doesn't really translate well to the English league. So I'm in two minds about that. I like to have someone who's proven. I mean, we've just. Fabrizio Romano confirmed, we've now got Lacroix, and that's an incredible signing. He's 26, 27, 6'4". It's what we need. So I can see it, but I've gone for centre back, same as Reece, and I've identified that experience. I've gone for another tap-in, free agent. It's so obvious. If we're going to win the Premier League, we need this bloke in there, and that's John fucking Stones. Right, injuries, fine. I understand that's going to be everyone's first point. Is going to be, well, he's injured, he's getting on a bit. But just having someone like that at the club. You remember Thiago Silva, when he came into Chelsea, he just held that defence settle up. He was putting his arm around players and making them block better. And he was quality, and I think John Stones can do the same. If we can keep him fit and get him in there, he'll just change that dressing room. He's a leader. He's won so much. He can actually bring that winning culture back to Chelsea, which we've been missing, I think. And it's free. He's going to take a wage cut because he knows he's a free agent. Mm-hmm. So why not? It doesn't cost anything. You might as well do it.
I was going to say, there we go. The Chelsea fan has identified John Stones. So I'm going to have to go with what you said there. You know what your club needs. So
back when Man City were signed him as well, we were the other club in for him. We were heavily linked, and I remember playing FIFA back in the day, and I'd always sign John Stones from Everton. I remember to Chelsea.
You would always rave on about this guy from Everton, and it was like,
oh god, I would, and I was so upset when we didn't get him. So to finally see him at the club would be a dream of mine.
10 years of waiting, and you finally get your man. So we're going to move on to Coventry now. I'm going to keep it short and sweet because I don't really know much about them. Obviously, just newly promoted. But the goalkeeper they had last season was on loan, and he was from Brighton. So I just think to keep someone that knows the squad. And apparently, Frank Lampard's really keen on getting him back. So I'm going to just go Carl Rushworth from Brighton to Coventry.
Yeah, I think that's really good. Yeah, that's realistic. It's obvious, but it'd be the right move. Mm-hmm. It would be the right move.
Yeah.
Reese?
I went with Tom Cannon. I feel it's kind of realistic for Coventry. He's not like a goal scorer, but he's clinical when they need him. So I wouldn't say he'd be like a starter, but more of a substitute, bits like that. They're in need of a player like Tom Cannon. He's proved himself in the Championship with Middlesbrough, Leicester City and all that, and Preston North End.
I don't think it's terrible. Mm-hmm. Okay. Any thoughts on that, Kian?
Pretty straightforward, I don't know who the hell that is, so I have no thoughts.
Okay.
That's horrible.
Okay. All right, well, while you scoff your face, I'm going to tell you about a little player for Coventry. I was going to put this player with Ipswich. I've chucked him with Cov. I've gone for Liam Delap.
Yeah.
I think on loan with an option to buy from Chelsea would be the obvious thing. After last season at Chelsea, it depends on what we do, but we've got João Pedro and Menga, potentially Nicholas Jackson if he stays. So realistically, Delap's going to be out of the squad. I think he could do with a fresh start, and he suits a newly promoted side. He's not good at. It's not that he's not even good enough, but his style is a bit more rigid, less chances, but will be rough. And I think he'd be better in a side like Cov, who have just come up and will be really doing everything they can to fight for that win. I think Delap will suit that sort of style better. I was going to check in with Ipswich, but I just think Ipswich need players in a different position than striker, really. I think Cov could do with a better striker.
Yeah. All right, we'll move on to then Crystal Palace. Now I've, again, identified a centre-back for this club. I say again, this is actually only the second time I've mentioned a centre-back, sorry. But obviously they're losing Lacroix. So I think just to replace him, because obviously he's a star in the team, he's going to be a big loss for Crystal Palace. I've gone for a Chelsea player, one of the ones that have been shunted, and he was really good on loan at West Ham towards the end of the season last year. So I've gone for Axel Disasi to replace Maxence Lacroix. Are you going to say the exact same?
I've done the exact same. I've gone French for French.
Yeah.
I've given Palace Desai. I think that makes sense. It really does. Who did you say? Balashil?
Disasi?
Who did you say?
Axel Disasi.
Yeah, that's who I said. That's how I say it.
Oh, okay.
That's fine. It's just pronunciation.
Okay, man. All right. Well,
come on, man. I'm French.
We are. We qualified in French. Reese.
Oui.
Who have you gone for, Crystal Palace?
With Tyler Morton, he's a young midfielder.
It's not realistic. Tyler Morton from Lyon.
Tyler Morton.
He just moved from Liverpool last season.
Loan, bro.
They're not going to loan. He was their best player. They're not going to loan him out.
That's Shaw, bro. He's going to get loaned out, bro. He's a press resistant number 6, and I think he could handle that team pretty well. I think he'd probably captain them.
What the? Wait, he's just going to walk in and captain Crystal Palace?
Yes, bro. They need someone like him.
You don't even know who
How old
that
is he?
He's like 22.
He's
23
not going to be
maybe.
captain.
He's not even going to move to
Especially Palace need. They need. I know that's not really in that, but they need to really bolster their squad. They've lost Eze recently, Gahey, Lacroix. They're probably going to lose Wharton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's who we'll fill in for. Warren.
I think Leon would be really against that.
And they would ask for like nearly 100 million. I'm pretty sure. Whatever Wharton goes for, they'll want.
It'd be 60 or 70. Yeah, that's true. They will. Yeah, and they'll know that Palace have got the money now.
No, exactly.
I think that's
also you just gave me a good thing there, because obviously with Disasi they've got rid of Gahey in January, but they never replaced him, so they've lost Gahey and Lacroix, so they need a centre back. So yeah, Disasi for me is would be a good option for them.
I know Reece brought up Diamande, and I'm thinking if he doesn't go to one of those big 6 clubs, I think Palace could be a good stepping stone for him. I could see that working.
Like I said, he is close to joining another club, but that's later on, so I'll let you know when we get to him.
Okay. If you know, you know. If you know,
you know. All right. Next club is Everton. Now, I have looked at their squad, and obviously they've lost a club legend in Seamus Coleman. And there's rumours that the other right back, Patterson, could be moving on, which would just leave Jake O'Brien, he's a centre back, but he can play right back, but you'd probably need a bit more depth in there. For that reason, I have identified out of favoured player at Manchester City, only 21 years old, and his name is Rico Lewis. He obviously played a full season last year. Not this season, of course, he was replaced by Nunez, who isn't a out-and-out right back, but they've converted him to a right back. So he just hadn't got the opportunity. At his age, he needs to probably be playing, and he's good enough to play. So for that reason, I think Everton should look at Rico Lewis to fill in.
I think that's pretty realistic, to be fair. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
I've gone with someone they're linked to.
Mm-hmm.
I've gone for Brooke Norton-Scuffy, who's currently playing in Serie A. He's right back, English as well. He's had a really good season in Italy. So I think he could really just help them out. Like you say, that is their biggest weak point at the moment. Is the right back position. I think he'll come in there and do a good job. He's only 22, playing for Genoa. I think it's a good signing, really.
Mm-hmm.
He'll just, like I say, bolster out that right back position. He's young, he's English. He's going to want to go to the Prem. What English player doesn't want to play in the Prem, apart from Jude Bellingham?
I have a bone to pick with that, but we can save that for a later date. Everton. Reese.
I've gone with Finn Azaz, the Irish international.
Okay.
I think they need a midfielder, and I think he's one of the better, more creative players.
Who does he play for again?
If I'm not mistaken, it was Middlesbrough. I can't remember. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
How many Middlesbrough players have you got in your list here, mate?
Sorry?
How many Middlesbrough players have you got in your list?
Yeah, why is everyone from Middlesbrough? Middlesbrough have no one left. By the way, he does play for Southampton.
I have
to just clarify that he plays for Southampton.
Oh, he does. Same with Ryan Manning. Thanks for reminding me, mate.
Right.
I don't think that's terrible, though. I think the thing is, though, I think Everton had a decent season last season. I think they'll be looking to try and go a bit further because they were trying to build up to go back to European football. Last season did well. They beat a lot of the Big Six teams last season. They gave a lot of the Big Six teams a run for their money. So I think I can see them looking to catch a bit further with Moisey.
Right. Next club is your London rivals, Fulham.
Fuck 'em. I've gone with I've gone for a Liverpool man, actually. I think Reece has already mentioned them. I've gone for Harvey Elliott.
Okay. Yeah.
I think him with Smith Rowe, I think that could be a really good link up. I'd like to see those two playing together.
Yeah.
I think the problem is, right, it's going to sound bad, and maybe because I'm a Chelsea fan, I'm biased, but I just don't care. I just don't care about Fulham. I just couldn't give two shits who they have. They're
just a club that will always stay in the Prem, though. Like they will just be there.
Exactly. They're
one of the irrelevant teams. I don't mean that in an offensive way.
It's like Brentford. Yeah, it's true. If Brentford or Fulham get relegated, I won't even notice.
So true.
I wouldn't even notice. I'd go, oh, really? They got relegated? Oh, okay, great. Good for them.
Did you know they're in from me?
Good for them. Reece, Fulham?
I've gone with Bakayoko.
Which Bakayoko, please?
Johan Bakayoko. Yes.
I think that's fair. I think that'd be a stepping stone.
Yeah, I think you'd put up numbers from.
I've gone the same lines as Reece here because obviously they had Harry Wilson, who was their starting winger last year, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm pretty sure he had. Let me just fact check this real quick, guys. Yeah, so he had 19 goals and assists last season for Fulham, so that's a big loss. So I think they just need to replace Harry Wilson on the right wing.
Remind me where he's gone. Remind me where Harry
Leeds.
Wilson's gone. Oh, he has, yeah.
So I've gone for an Arsenal man in Reece Nelson. I'm a bit surprised he's still at Arsenal, to be fair. 26 years old. He's been jumping around loans around the Premier League for the last few seasons now.
Did he have a loan at Fulham? Or am I getting that wrong?
Yeah, he was at Fulham.
Yeah, I thought he did. Yeah.
So they could take it back. But yeah, Fulham seem to like ex-Arsenal players, so maybe
they do, yeah.
Maybe Reece Nelson could be one of those guys as well. But yeah, that's what I think Fulham should sign. Let's move on to Hull City, one of the new promoted sides again.
Look, I think it's one of these things where it doesn't matter who they sign, they're going down.
Yeah.
I've identified a right back. I identified a Premier League, ex-Premier League player, so to speak. Kyle Walker-Peters, been around the block many a times. He's always on those relegation teams, and he's always around there, and I could just see him jumping back up to the Premier League to get relegated again. So yeah, it was one of those where I was a bit unsure what to give Hull. If I was to use one that I've already used, I'd go with Delap, because Delap's played for Hull before. So I could see him maybe going back there, but I think Kyle Walker-Peters is the main one to go for.
Yeah, Reece.
So basically, when I made this list,
made this list,
it wasn't me. But I was going to go Louis Barry, but he already got signed. So instead, I'm going to go with Troy Parrott.
Troy Parrott.
He's pretty decent playing in the Dutch league, and I think he could move up to the.
It's a bit of a big signing for Hull.
Bit of a leap, isn't it?
Yeah. He did struggle in the Premier League when he was in there. By the way.
I mean, don't get me wrong. He had a good season last season: 16 goals, 5 assists, 28 games. He's good. He's done well, but yeah, would he make that? Would he make that move?
I think he could.
I suppose back to the Prem. Yeah, he might do. Might think he can have a chance for the Prem.
He's experienced it before, so it's not like phenomenal.
Experienced it not very well.
Yeah. The crazy thing is, though, Reece, that's not even the worst shout you've had on this list. So
Thanks, mate.
Sesko's number one. Right.
Sesko's brilliant.
Oh, Sesko's number one in my heart.
Based on the signings they've already done in terms of already bringing back Jack Butland, I think they are trying to get some players that are Premier League experienced. I've gone for a current Premier League player that's a bit out of favour at Aston Villa at the minute. He was loaned out at the start of last season, and he came back, played a few games. There's rumours that he can move on, and that player is Leon Bailey.
Nice.
Winger.
Yeah.
So he's a good player. I think he's just getting a bit older now, so he'll bring experience to his side. Probably what they need, and yeah, he could do quite well there. Short-term solution, I think. That's all I have to say.
Reece?
Not too bad.
Yep. Can we move on to Ipswich then?
Yep.
Yeah.
I have a wild shout, so I want to go last, please.
Okay, Reece, let's hear yours.
I went with Hackney.
Did he not sign for Everton?
He's just signed for Everton, yeah. He's literally just signed for Everton.
I'm not up with this stuff, so I don't really notice. But
All right,
that's what
we can skip.
Wait, hold on. Firstly, there's Kian, there's two of us, 2v1. You're fine. I've gone for goalkeeper Guilherme Leste from Toulouse. I think they need a keeper. There was loads of keepers. I could have put here, but I've gone for him because he had a really good season. Toulouse last season. He's one of those as well where he's not really going to be expecting. He's not going to be asking for loads of money, and if they get relegated, he could stay there. It's not one where they're worried about him jumping ship if they get relegated. So
yeah. So my wild one, I've gone for another Aston Villa player.
Okay.
But I think just to bring in experience, because I don't know who runs their midfield, but this player could come in and do that for them. And this player has jumped around. You know, he was at Chelsea, he was at Luton, he's now at Aston Villa, and that player is Ross Barkley. I don't know what his situation is at Aston Villa. I don't know if he has like a short contract and it would be possible to take him. But if they can sign him, I think he'd be great. Just because obviously a midfielder has control of everything around him. So his experience come in, help them stay up. But yeah, I just think Ross Barkley could be a good signing, opportunist signing. But whether or not that can happen, I don't know the logistics. So yes, we will.
I think
we can skip past these guys. Obviously, newcomers. No one cares.
That's always typical with those, isn't it?
All right, Leeds United.
I'll get mine out of the way. Mine's a tapping.
You've gone the same as me.
Mine's just... we've both gone goalkeeper. Is that what it is? Yeah, James Trafford, isn't it?
He's been reported. He's been linked. It sounds like it's bloody close. So yeah, it's just James Trafford.
But I'm surprised.
I am very confused.
Am I hearing it? Is it a loan or is it an actual permanent?
They haven't said. I haven't heard like a guaranteed it's going to be a loan or a permanent. If it's a loan, it makes much more sense. If it's permanent,
it does make more sense.
I have no idea what Man City are doing because once Donnarumma's gone, Trafford should be their number one.
Exactly.
When he played for them last season, he looked like he was a Man City player. Did you say he was poor?
What, Trafford?
Yeah.
I thought Trafford was poor to begin with.
At the start he was. That's why they brought in Donnarumma, obviously. But
straight away they were
yeah, we messed up. But towards the end, I feel he looks really comfortable on the ball. Like he does look good. So
yeah, he's a future England goalkeeper in my eyes.
He'll be the one after Pickford, I think. But yeah. We've gone safe there for Leeds and James Trafford, and Reece has obviously gone something outrageous. So let's.
We've just gone for a Middlesbrough player.
Of course.
Oh my god, so Middlesbrough player and joking. So basically, who I went with was a loan for Ben Doak.
Doak from Bournemouth?
Yeah, for a loan. I think he's an explosive winger, and I think he will kind of like fit Farke's tactics, in a way.
But they just signed
he's
Harry Wilson.
Sorry?
They just signed Harry Wilson and he plays in right wing.
Okay, But can Harry Wilson not play on the other wing?
No, he's left-footed.
He's more of a right winger normally is. Obviously, suppose that's up to the.
Who can do a job there? Or
Okay.
I rate it, but as a former Liverpool player, I will tell you he's not as that good, and he didn't really play for Bournemouth last season.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's gone for a loan.
Could do, or he could go to a championship.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's not too bad. I mean, Leeds are going to stay up again. I don't have any doubt that Leeds are going to stay up. So I don't think it's awful. I think it's awful.
Right, let's move on to the big dogs, Liverpool Football Club.
Liverpool, you've got to go last then. You've got to go last.
Oh! All right.
Reece, let's see your Liverpool shout.
All right, so basically, we've seen the breakdown of the deal happen recently, and he was going to go to Manchester United. So I went with Ederson from Atlanta.
I don't think that's awful. I don't think that. I mean,
it's not the best.
I don't rate him.
It's not what we need. It's not what we need.
No,
he is trash. There's a reason Man United wanted him. I'll tell you that much.
I was in two minds. I was either going to go for the obvious, which I reckon you've gone for. I think you've probably gone for Barcola. That's what I imagine you've gone for. However, I've gone for Wharton. I've gone for the other one that's pretty obvious. It's not that I don't think your midfield's good, because obviously your midfield's incredible, but just in terms of the market as well, Wharton looks like a Liverpool player in my eyes. I can just see him at Liverpool. I can see him at a Liverpool kit. I think he's one of those that if you go and get him now, I don't know what his contract's looking like, but you get him now, you secure him now before another team comes in, or else you're going to get Chelsea, United. You're going to get a big 16 go in. I think he would suit Liverpool. I think you can always play Gravenberch a bit higher. You can have Wharton as your base. I don't know what sort of system Ariola's going to play. I imagine it's going to be some version of the 4-2-3-1 with two double pivots. So I could see him alongside Gravenberch or alongside McAllister. I could easily see that. He'd be good in a double pivot. Mm-hmm. Did he play as a double pivot for Palace? I'm right in saying that, aren't I? He was a double pivot. Yeah. So I think that's a good signing for you. I really do.
Bit baffled that none of you have picked the obvious position that's just been left by Mohamed Salah. I know. I thought you'd cover this. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, so obviously I'm going the right wing, left by Mohamed Salah, needs to be replaced. Must be urgent, and Iraola said himself, a winger is a definite this transfer window. Although he's not technically a right winger, Bradley Barcola, as you say. But the reason I say although he's not a right winger is because Rio Engamoa said during pre-season that he can play right wing. So to me, it seems as if he's already had a chat with the manager, and he could, if needs be, fill in right wing. Obviously, they signed Victor Munoz as well, who can play anywhere across the front three. So I assume it'll be Rio Engamoa and Munoz on the right wing, leaving Gakpo and Barcola on the left. Also, Munoz is going to fill in for Ekitike, and Gakpo can also fill in for Ekitike up front. So for me, a winger is a must, and I would say Jan Diomande, but he's already turned down Liverpool, so I don't see the point in going back in for that one. So yeah, screw that guy. He's missed out on a big opportunity. But yeah. He would be perfect for you. He's a class player. He really is. Yeah. And I think when you look at PSG and their team, he's the one who's more probably likely to leave. He didn't play for PSG. Oh, Barcola.
Barcola.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about Diomande. I was going to say.
No. I'm on about Barcola. I think he'd be quality for you. That's a perfect signing and a good replacement for Salah. If you're going to replace Salah with someone, you go out and you figure out who's one of the best wingers right now. That's him. You get him in. It's perfect. Yeah, it's
an exciting signing. I'll tell you that much. All right, let's move on to Manchester City. New look with Enzo Maresca. Who are they signing, guys?
I've gone for an Italian link. I've gone for a player. I'm pretty sure he was injured for a lot of last season. I've gone for Bastoni.
Oh yeah.
From Inter Milan.
I like that.
How would that work? Because they already have Josko Vadio, who's the exact same profile as Bastoni.
Well, if you think about how Maresca plays, he tends to invert and push forward a centre back. So when you look at it, obviously you've got Rico Riley, he'd be inverting, Guardiola push up, and I reckon he'd be on the right side, Bastoni, to be honest with you. Because I think Ruben Diaz. Okay, fine, play him left hand, play Guardiola right. I don't
Guardiola's left-footed.
Yeah, I don't think it matters that much, really. I don't think that matters massively, to be honest.
That's a big problem.
But I think I don't think it is. I think that's a good problem. I think it's a good problem if you had to choose between Guardiola and Bastoni. You know, at the moment you're going to say Guardiola because you've seen him in the Prem, but with how good a Bastoni's shown he is in the Champions League and stuff like that, it's going to be that's a good problem to have. Which centre back am I signing? One who's won the Champions, been in a Champions League final recently, or one who's obviously been in the Premier a long time. It's I don't know. It was difficult for them, to be honest, especially considering they've signed Elliot Anderson. I didn't really see much improvements they could be making.
Yeah. All right, Reece.
I went with Adam Wharton for that one. I don't have much to say on that. Just I think he'd be a good signing for Maresca.
After Elliot
where would
Anderson
he play?
Huh?
As in, they have Elliot Anderson, and they're going to sign Adam Wharton as well.
Yeah. Well, they get rid of Rodri, and they don't really have anyone else. I don't think in midfield. So
could Anderson?
I'm not sure. Rodri? I don't think Rodri's going to go.
That's what I think. Adam Wharton would be good signing and could go over Rodri because he probably need development.
Well, I've also gone a midfielder actually, but only because he's been linked to Man City. Played well for Morocco at the World Cup. Now the thing is, who's he? I can't remember who he plays for at the minute, but they want to. I think it's Monaco. They want to keep him for this year and then sell him next year. So there's talks of signing him and loaning him back for a season. But his name is Ayoub Boadi. 19 years old.
Yeah, he's good. He was really good in the World Cup.
Yeah, could he just be a future player for Man City? Maybe he could be, if Rodri leaves next season, come in to replace him. But yeah, Boadi for me is going to be a Man City player, or should be one that Man City
I think that's I agree. It probably will be a thing that they'll probably just go to sell. They'll probably buy him, loan him back, won't they? I think it's quite clear that's what I'll do.
Right, let's move to the other Manchester club, Manchester United. What are we thinking, guys?
I was in two minds. I was either thinking they need a left back because Dorgu has kind of showed that he's not really. He's probably better suited a bit further up. Luke Shaw's legs are non-existent. They're made out of biscuits. He played a lot of football last season, but obviously he's just slowing down, isn't he? So I've gone with Lewis Hall. However, I would also be, if I was them, I'd be looking at Xerxes and thinking, is that really good enough second striker? And I'd maybe look to bring in a second striker. I haven't really got any names right now as a second striker, but I was thinking maybe Brian Brobby from Sunderland, something like that. I don't want that to happen. I want it with Chelsea, but I could see that happen. I could see them going out and get a second striker. But I think Lewis Hall was the obvious one. They need a left back. That's solid.
Yeah, Reece.
Not too bad. I went with Liam Scales from Celtic.
Liam Scales? What, the centre back?
Yeah, I think he could fit in well because they're going to probably sell Lisandro Martinez. If I'm being honest, with the World Cup, I think they might by some.
That's outrageous.
You never. No, you never.
I missed. I was turning on my line.
He said sold Lissandro Martinez because he had a bad World Cup. Which he was Argentina's best player. And then replace him with Liam Scales from Celtic.
At what point is getting to a World Cup final a bad performance? You get to a World Cup final, you must have done well.
Yeah, you said he had a bad World Cup.
No, I said after the World Cup he had.
What? Do you think they should sell him because he had a good World Cup?
No, I'm saying they probably will sell him because probably someone wants him. But considering how good...
I don't
they're a big club. They need to keep their best players.
So they're still the biggest club in England. And globally.
Hang on,
No, but I mean as like a more as a recognisable club, right? Globally, Man United are. They are. You can't even. Yeah, you can say Liverpool, but it's not right. If you go to a country, they know Man United. And that's it. Like, what a shot. Right, but why would Martinez? Where would he go? Who's realistically going to come in for him and take Martinez?
Atletico. Exactly.
No, they'll get Romero.
No,
I'm
just saying.
Romero.
I'm just saying, like someone would probably want to go for him, considering what he's done in the World Cup.
Hang on, let's just forget about Martinez for a second. Liam Scales is terrible. There's a reason he's played in Scotland.
He's not though. He's actually alright.
No, he's not. Have you ever watched this?
He's not gonna. He wouldn't be a starter. He wouldn't be a starter at all.
He doesn't have to be starter, mate. We're not doing stars. We're doing players they'd sign.
Player they need to sign. As in, like, players they need.
Yeah, they might need someone to pick up on the bench, bro. They might not have options.
Screw this. All right, I'm gonna go for my guy. So a player they were linked to last season, and a player they probably need because they need to refresh their midfield. Although he hasn't had a best season last season, I think Carlos Baleba, get him in now. Try to get his career back on track. He wouldn't be a bad shout. He'll be good rotation. There was talk about Alex Scott, but he's too similar to Manu in my opinion, so you can't have both.
And he's a lot of money as well. Alex Scott, they're asking for ridiculous.
Exactly, and I think he's more likely to stay in London, maybe at Chelsea. But yeah, Carlos Baleba for me is going to be the player that Man United should sign. It's either that, and there's been links to Tchouaméni from Real Madrid, but I don't see how that's possible, and I don't think Jose Mourinho
They've just signed Santos and Tielemans. I mean, yeah, is Santos going to be a starter? I don't know, but I don't know how much more midfield depth they're going to need because they've got Manu, Santos, Tielemans, Bruno.
Yeah, but they lost Casemiro, and then Ugarte's just got an ACL injury as well, so he's out for the season.
Well, Ugarte getting an ACL injury is a positive to them.
But you're talking defensive midfielders. They don't have one at the minute. You need someone that's going to come in and just defend. Whether Tielemans can do that, he probably can. But, right.
Nah, he's not really known for it, though, is he? He's not really known for it.
We're going to move on to Tyneside with Newcastle. Anyone have a valid shout here?
Well, Reece, you look like you got a valid shout for Newcastle.
No, mate, I was just going to go with Jamie Gittins.
What, a loan for Jamie Gittins?
Yeah, he's shite, mate.
He is shite. Yeah. That is about their level.
And they just got rid of Anthony, so what else would you do?
They've replaced him.
I think that's terrible.
Yeah, but who though, man?
Traore, Bazunu Traore. Scored like a lot of goals for Hoffenheim last season. Right.
Yeah, but he didn't look that great. He doesn't look that
You've never watched him. Shut up. All right. Who's your Newcastle player?
I've just written down here anyone. Just anyone. Anyone that can actually get over the line who doesn't want to go to another club. Anyone who would actually like to sign for this stupid club. Right. oh, we can't spend money, but then spends 200 million. Oh, hold on, let me go out and get Ekitike. Within 48 hours, goes to Liverpool. Oh, let me get Liam Delap. Within 24 hours, comes to Chelsea. They're just like, if they can get anyone, they're good on them. You know, they can have anyone. Anyone they can actually get their hands on.
You were saying that Reece didn't do his research, and you've just put anyone. That's the biggest.
Anyone just for Newcastle.
That's the biggest cop out I've ever heard in my life. Right.
It's valid. It's valid. I mean, look, they literally were on the brink of signing a player, and then you go and watch Argentina versus Switzerland. You see Martinez going to go come to Villa, and he's like, yeah, definitely. No one wants to sign for them. No one wants to sign for Newcastle. So if they can get anyone across the line, they can. I mean, if you really are going to pull my leg, then I'll shout out some names. I think they could take Reece Nelson. I think that's a good shout. Right. They could take Reece Nelson.
Cool.
Done.
Right. So
they could replace midfielder.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm going with. They got rid of Tonali. They could lose Bruno Guimaraes. And now, someone they were linked to before the season ended was Lamine Camara from Monaco. Defensive midfielder, plays for Senegal. He didn't have a great World Cup, but I don't think you should judge a player on their World Cup, to be honest, because it's a short format tournament, so you can look good in 7 games or whatever it is. I mean, some people only play 3 or 4 games, so. But Lamine Camara for me would be a good player for a good little cop for Newcastle. So,
I'll give you one that I think is one I think they actually should sign. Let me be a little bit more realistic. I'll be fair. They should sign that 17-year-old Mexican, Mora.
Yeah?
Give him a Mora. Yeah, Gilberto Mora. Just because, like I say, midfield, spin shot, let's get in someone young. He looked good against England. He looked decent against England. He was when he came on. I thought he was all right. Mm-hmm. He's young, he's fresh, give him a lot of play time. And a club like Newcastle, like I say, they can get anyone over the line. If they can convince anyone, a 17-year-old, surely. Right?
All right, Nottingham. And now you guys have already mentioned this guy's name, but this one is looking like it's almost guaranteed that he's going to go there. Is Ousmane Diomande? Because I was just looking at their centre-backs in general. Obviously, their new manager is Oliver Glasner from Crystal Palace, and he likes to play 3 at the back. They only had 4 recognisable centre-backs, so he needs to sign a centre-back whether he likes it or not. And again, this was one similar to Antonio Silva from Bournemouth. I picked out quite early on, like a few years ago. Looked quite good, and yeah, I'm surprised he hadn't moved to a big club before this. But yeah, if he's getting a chance in the Premier League, I'm excited to see what he does. So, Ousmane Diomande for Nottingham Forest should be their sign.
Yeah, I think that's pretty realistic. I think that's decent. My one for Forest then is Tagliafico. I think, yeah, he's played 3 backs before. He played in his career, he has done it. I think he did it at Ajax at one point. But yeah, he'd be a solid left back. I know he's getting on a bit, but he'll bring some good experience to that team. Realistically, if Glasgow can get, it depends if he stays, but if he can get Gibbs White firing and things like that, I think it'd be good. I'll be interested to see how he does, because like you say, is he going to stick with a back 3 that he did at Palace? Or is he going to go for something a bit more conventional with... Because when you look at Forest's team, they are more set up for a 4-back, really. Like I said, it still needs centre-backs, but...
I think he would go back to his trusty ways. If you've done it at Frankfurt, you've done it at Crystal Palace, won trophies.
Yeah, the problem is, it's difficult... I always think it's difficult for a club to transform from a 4-back to a 3-back, because it just requires more centre-backs, it requires more moving around of the players. For big clubs, it's a bit easier because you've got probably expendable players. But for a team like Forest, it's a big switch up to go from a 4-back to a 3-back.
We'll see what they do.
We'll see.
Reece, who you on for Nottingham Forest?
I went with Hamza Igamane, the Moroccan.
Insight, please.
Not he's a powerful striker. He's kind of like a less experienced Chris Woods, to be honest. He's big, plays the same way. He's just not really high quality as Chris Wood would be. So I think he could do a job. I think he just needs time to kind of get a feeling of the squad a bit and then go.
Rightio.
Yeah. Sure.
Right, let's move across back to Tyneside, but this time Sunderland.
Yeah, go on, Reece, kick us off.
Okay.
Oh, go on, Keelan.
I have a big shout.
Okay,
A national team player.
Okay.
So, up top, I'm just thinking, other than Brobbery, who do they really have to rotate with Ryan Brock? Because I was looking at the team, they're stacked like everywhere, so it was kind of difficult to pick a position that they need. You'd probably say midfield or something, but yeah.
No, I totally agree. They look stacked everywhere.
Yeah, so to rotate with Brian Brobbery, I've gone Florian Balogun for the US national team. I just think he'd be
That's who I've gone for.
Florian Balogun. Well, I mean, there we go then. So I think we can be set on they need a striker, and Florian Balogun from, I don't know who he plays for at the minute. Is it Monaco still? Somewhere in
Monaco, yeah, he plays for Monaco, yeah.
For the US men's team, so
I think he'll really push Bobby. I really think he'll push Bobby.
He didn't really get a chance at Arsenal either, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't really. But you're not going to. But and also, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Bobby get snatched up this season or next season, because he was really good. I'd love to see him at Chelsea or Liverpool. I think he'd really see those teams. He wouldn't really get into Liverpool, but still, I think Balogun would be a great one. He's had a great World Cup as well, and he really good for the USA. Really good under Poch. I could see him doing a job at Sunderland.
So Reece, who's your Sunderland pick?
Middlesbrough player.
I went in a similar direction, but I actually went from a Canada national. I went with David, the striker.
Oh, okay. No, that's good. You know what? Yeah. I would argue say that's probably one of your better.
That's the best pick of today, I think.
I reckon it might be. That is pretty good, to be fair. Oh, he's also one of those players who's like, he's always been linked with like going to a
Premier
big club,
League, and then he just never
but not really done it. Yeah, so it would be nice to actually see him in the Prem and see what he can do, because I actually do rate him, and he was one of those players who, I mean, maybe I'm seeing him at age here, but a couple of years ago, it feels like he was like this upcoming star, like someone really needs to keep an eye on. And he's just sort of plateaued, so it'd be good to see what he did. Yeah, I think he had a decent World Cup, didn't he?
For Canada, yeah. Well, Canada done all right as well. Yeah. So yeah, he was definitely a good player there. And now our final team, which again is a difficult one, Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, they've already signed God knows how many people. So what else do they need? Can you fill in?
Have they got any money left?
Yeah. Do they have any money? Do they have any places left for a player? Like, where do you see them? Their next signing coming from, or who is their next signing?
They've signed centre backs, right? They've signed good centre backs as well, Premier League proven centre backs. They've signed midfielders, right? Their full-backs are already pretty decent, especially with Porro at right back, rate him so highly. Striker, Richarlison or Solanke. It's not great, is it? It's a bit naff. We could do something a bit better there. So I've gone for PSG striker, Gonzalo Ramos.
He's moved to AC Milan, mate. Someone hasn't done the research.
Okay, I've gone for Victor Osimhen.
All right, yeah, that's fair enough.
Basically, Spurs need a big striker. They need someone who's going to guarantee them goals. Solanke's he's okay, but he's always one of those players who makes a great second striker. He's not really gonna win you anything, Solanke. But I think Osimhen, you bring him in with everything else you've got going on, with all these other signings, Spurs will look like they're actually going to challenge for something. I'm not sure about the league, but for a cup, they could definitely go on a cup run.
Yeah.
Yeah, Reece.
I was going to say non-applicable because they've bought like 500 players, probably don't have any money, and I don't know who else they'd need to sign. But thinking about it, just there, I was like, Kulusevski is not playing at the moment, and they probably do need someone to actually with quality as well to play that position. So I was thinking Rodrigo maybe, since they're spending all that big money.
You do? Can I just say, Kulusevski had an injury, and Rodrigo currently has an ACL injury, so he's out to the end of the year. Rodrigo, so he's not moving.
So you should just put that bit out and then just put the non-applicable bit in.
Okay, yeah. So similar to your attacking thing, obviously they haven't signed any attacking players yet, but looking at their winger options, I don't think they have a world-class player there. Obviously, Kulusevski is going to be coming back at some point. Mohamed Kudus, who was out all of last season as well, is going to be coming back at some point. But
that's like a brand new signing for them.
Both of them,
Kudus.
Yeah. So is Kulusevski. He's very good. He definitely has a 10-goal season in him. But I've gone left wing, a player that they've been linked to heavily last summer, and they never got over the line. Not getting any game time at Man City. So Savinho, I would pick for Tottenham to sign.
Yeah, I think that's tapping. Nah, that's a tap-in. That's pretty obvious, isn't it? Yep. The only thing I thought about Spurs as well is I think I saw that I can never say his name. Vicario, their goalie, he could be leaving.
Yeah.
So do they need a goalkeeper? Is that something they're going to be looking at instead of the striker positions? Maybe Kobel, a Swiss keeper, something like that. That's the only other options I was looking at.
I rate him.
Yeah, he was decent. The problem is he's going to have the same treatment. Dubravka isn't starting, is he?
Yeah, Kinski will be their starter. Dubravka will be the backup. So I don't think they need to do anything in terms of goalkeeper.
But if you remember Kinski last season, against Atletico Madrid,
you can't go off that one game.
You say that, but that's what happens with goalkeepers.
Yeah, but
look at Robert Sanchez. He has a couple of Robert's. Yeah, but it's same with Robert Sanchez. You have a couple of bad mistakes, and it holds on to you. And then you have a good spell, you make another mistake, and that's all everyone talks about. No one talks about your good spell. Especially on a young keeper like
that should have done him in. And he didn't. He came back and was better. Like
I don't know.
He's good enough to be there.
I think we're gonna see Onana vibes.
Oh hell no, Kinski's good. He looked good seasons ago as well, so I think he should be fine. But
well, that is our one player every club should sign. Let us know how we've done. If you are a Brighton fan, we'd love to know. Because we all struggled with Brighton really. Especially you did. Yeah, you did, Keane. You struggled a lot. So we'd just like you to say, if you don't agree, let us know who they should sign instead. Like, subscribe, normal stuff.
Oh, you forgot to say, whatever club you support, who do you think your club should sign? But we're talking about your club, but we don't know your club. You tell us who you should sign.
Right. Yeah, if you want to see us do it for a different league, we'd give it a go. We'd struggle. You'll see coming out. We've got our La Liga predictions, and we struggled. We struggled hard.
Yeah, it's tough. That's tough. Cheers, guys.